Good morning, good noon, good evening, wherever time and place you're listening to us from, straight from the 909. It's Mark.
Hey, yo.
Ali.
Peace.
Myself, Isaiah. Together, that's
That's hip hop.
That's hip hop.
That's Nesquik.
That's just Nesquik.
It's just Nesquik.
Please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I don't know what I was flowing into.
I should have hit him with the yer.
Yeah. Today we're discussing the Bandana, Montana Zebra Chief himself, Freddie Gibbs, as authentic as they come, collaborating with the legendary Madlib.
Man.
This is just such a dope, I want to say perfect album from front to back. Like, these tracks are just so dope. They highlight what's so special about Madlib, what's so special about Freddie Gibbs. Like, they both demonstrate like what they're good at in this album. And it's dope because coming off of their first album, Piñata, which was already a dope album, it's a little different because Madlib kind of leans more into Freddie Gibbs and who Freddie Gibbs is on this album. And that's what makes it dope. Freddie Gibbs, he's one of hip-hop's most respected and consistent voices, known for blending raw street narratives and introspective commentary, emerging from Gary, Indiana.
Well, Gary, Indiana.
Gary specifically.
Yes,
like,
sir.
That's the birthplace of the Jacksons, you know what I mean? Like, that's
The shockwaves of musical talent.
But known for hip-hop,
right. He's
in his own
the
right there.
representation,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
It reminds me of like Erie, Indiana or something. You remember that?
Freddie Jackson, Freddie Gibbs.
A city that's for long been overshadowed in the music scene. Gibbs rose to prominence by sharing vivid tales of survival and ambition against the backdrop of economic hardship and systematic challenges. Beyond the music, Gibbs represents resilience and evolution, navigating the highs and lows of the industry while remaining fiercely independent. His importance lies not only in his technical skills, but also his ability to connect deeply with audiences, embodying the struggles and triumphs of everyday life in his art. That right there is dope, because when I first listened, I didn't know who this guy was. I'm just hearing somebody and I'm like, okay, I don't know, nothing's really sticking. But when you dive into Freddie Gibbs and who this guy is, his backstory, where he comes from, like everything he's been through, it's dope, because he's not one of those rappers that's, a lot of rappers, I'm sorry to say it, but are kind of narcissistic a bit, all about themselves, boosting themselves up. And it's like Freddie Gibbs is like, he's just existing. He's dope. And it's like he could go there with the bravado. And
Oh,
everything.
for sure.
He has it. Like, he has tracks on here that like go there. But it's different in the way that MF Doom was spectacular in a very nonchalant way. That's the specialty of Freddie Gibbs. It's like he's not trying to be something, he just is.
Right.
And it's showcasing through these tracks. And then you got Madlib, who already in his own right is somebody that's very peculiar, doesn't have a lot to say.
No.
Just does.
I think he's done like 3 interviews in his entire career.
And
like,
even those interviews are like very short.
yes, doesn't say a lot. Doesn't say a lot.
He's like, I just make the beat, man.
That's literally how he talks. That's simple.
Yeah, I think it's cool when you could get Madlib out too, because he's one of those guys that doesn't have a cell phone. You have to like email him.
Yep.
And like have direct messenger or something. Like it's a very just.
This is the prophet on top of a mountain.
Yeah.
You can only talk to him in the fall.
Yeah. Like you have to hear
When the
whispers.
snow, before the snow piles
You
up.
have to hear whispers in the wind or something. Like
Yeah. Madlib will come to you. If it's all right, Madlib will come to you.
He'll come to you.
If you rap it, it will come.
He's the field of dreams of hip hop.
Quite a character, man.
So it's cool because, not only has he worked with Madlib, but he's worked with Alchemist.
Mm-hmm. I almost
This
chose their album.
And that album almost went, they almost won a
It was nominated for a Grammy.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is also something notable to mention.
Grammy
That just
nominated.
says a lot about, your skill as an MC, as a songwriter. This album here is very special. We're talking about Bandana, which is just the second collaborative studio album between Madlib and Freddie Gibbs. Actually, when they fused them together, known as Mad Gibbs. Released on June 28th, 2019. This is, yeah, that was a very busy year, just politically even what was going on in our country. By Keep Cool Records, ESGN, which was his own label, Madlib Invasion, and RCA Records, entirely produced by Madlib. That's something that's also very dope when you have a producer that does the whole album with you. That's very dope. It is the follow-up to their critically acclaimed 2014 album, Piñata, and their 6th overall project as a duo. The album features guest appearances from Pusha T, legendary right there, Killer Mike, also legendary, Anderson .Paak, Yasin Bey, Black Thought, just a few guys.
No big deal.
Singles on this include Flat Tummy T, Crime Pays, and Giannis. The length of this album is 46 minutes and 17 seconds. Ali chose this album today for us to cover. Ali, what led you to choose this album?
Yeah, a couple things. One, just kind of being honest. We went on a run where we were heavy East Coast.
Yeah.
For like 4 albums in a row.
Yeah.
So I intentionally said, okay, I want to get someone not from Jersey or New York. I wanted to make sure the next album was
Oxnard, California,
Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana.
So I said that's reason number 1. But reason number 2 is just because the fusion of Freddie Gibbs and Madlib, it just, you would think, I mean, they're like a hip hop odd couple, to be honest with you. Personality wise, stylistically, individually. Like Freddie Gibb albums that don't have Madlib on them don't sound anything like his Madlib albums. They sound completely different. They don't sound anything like, not to say it's bad or anything.
His earlier work,
he has great albums that have nothing to do with Madlib, but just sonically they're just so different. But the two of them, I think they randomly met in a club somewhere, and
which is the dopest.
It's always
way.
something.
It's just random.
It's always a fun way where
so
people just meet
random.
up.
I think they were just in a club somewhere, and it was like, oh, that's Madlib, and they just chopped it up and exchanged emails. Like he said, he didn't have a phone. Had to reach out to him by email, and they decided to work. And for me, as far as specifically picking this album, now I'm like, okay, it's been 5 years since the album came out. The first one, Bandana came out 5 years after the first one, which in my brain, again, I have no insight on this. I just believe we have another one coming. I think that they're supposed to do a third and final one. I think it's supposed to be called Montana.
You have to
finish
it.
I think
in this year or
no. Well, it's just at some point soon.
In the works, you think?
I think it's in the work. But yeah, the third one's supposed to be called Montana, and that's supposed to be the last one with the two of them. But I just feel like with it being 5 years since that release, and I just randomly listened to it, about 3, before I picked the album, I had randomly just listened to the song Giannis. I hadn't heard it in a while. And I was like, man, I forgot how much I used to listen to this. Like, I loved this album when it came out. It was one
very
of my
anticipated as well.
Yes.
It was, a lot of people were waiting for this to drop, that heard the singles and all that stuff
we
too.
were ready. Like, people who were fans of Piñata were yearning for Bandana. And when it finally dropped, it did not disappoint. So for me, I just wanted to really highlight Freddie Gibbs because his perspective, while somewhat familiar in the sense of, I always say, like, he's kind of like the third wheel in the big, as far as obviously like the Coke Talk big 3, in my opinion. For me, it's Pusha T, Benny the Butcher, and Freddie Gibbs. To me, that's the top 3 in that realm of hip hop. So I feel like, I wanted to give him his flowers on that, his consistency, his work, and really just wanted to shine, a light on Freddie Gibbs because he's dope. He's one of my favorites.
And it's cool too because we get Madlib out of this.
Exactly.
Which we covered a Madlib album, Quasimodo, I don't know, months ago, and we lost the recording, man. So it's one of those like hidden, like lost tapes of ours.
You're just gonna have to take our word for it that we did.
We did. I'm telling y'all, we did.
It's one of those lost tapes, and it's cool now that we get to like come. We're like actually talking about them now for the first time, I guess technically now. So it's also cool because I feel like Madlib in his own right he's like a kaleidoscope of like artistic sounds and just it's schizophrenic the way they describe it, with his beats. It's different compared to any other beat maker. I think it's an evolution of Jay Dilla, of course, because it's another like iteration or angle that he takes. He's a big time, was really close homies with Jay Dilla.
Absolutely.
So it's more of like he's carrying the torch, I guess, in other words, of that legacy.
Yeah.
And that's cool. You know, very revered in hip hop. He's also been one that's been criticized as like, oh, you're looping stuff. But that's what hip hop was. You know, that's what hip hop was for a good, the early like decades of.
I would say at least 15 years.
Yeah. So like that's what he does. That's what you call crate digging. That's what you're doing it for.
He's a legitimate crate digger. Like, you know, this, I mean,
Like
people
all around the world.
People sample sample stuff, and you know, there's nothing, and I'm not no criticism or disrespect to anybody, but you know, sampling songs that were legitimate big hit records is one thing, and that's great. But Madlib, he finds samples
It's another
of stuff
level.
that
It's
just
another level.
Yeah.
you've never heard before, some random snare and some.
Yeah.
That Indian Sounds album
Yeah.
I
that he
mean,
did.
Oh yeah.
He just
And
it's
And,
crazy.
it was pretty dope for some instrumentals.
The thing that's crazy too, you can look this up on YouTube of people who break down beats and stuff. Like they'll break down how he fucks with the sample. Like he's not just looping it actually. Because sometimes the sample is just the timing is, you know, it's just different times than the regular like beats per minute. And so it shows how he manipulates the sample to make it work. And this crazy science behind that is like,
Oh
dope.
yeah.
Like it takes
Searching for
skill.
the sound that he wants to hear in the sample he pulled.
Yes.
Plus going all the way to Brazil to like, or India just for a sample.
Crazy. That album's so wild.
He's
man.
different, man.
Yeah.
He's just different.
It's cool. And then the fact that he gets bored with like hip hop, you know, that's also like, that's dope, dude. Like he gets bored with it. Like he's that in tune with so much music. He gets bored.
He's at capacity with hip hop.
Yeah.
So talking about this album, let's just go into the style of Freddie Gibbs. We sidebar there on Madlib. Freddie Gibbs' style. What about Freddie Gibbs do you think makes him stand out? What's different about him?
A laid back West Coast approach mixed in with just, you don't see this unique style of being laid back and really harboring on his West Coast style. You don't get that. Usually when you get a West Coast rapper, you'll get someone with bravado, machismo, and
Yeah, a lot of that.
egocentric.
Yeah.
With this, with Freddie Gibbs, and it's crazy when he actually teams up with Madlib, you don't get that of the sort. You get a little bit of it,
A little bit.
but you see the true deviation when he gets so much space to work with when it comes with him and Madlib.
Yes.
And it's a different style on its own when he's with Madlib. So it's always something to appreciate when you get albums like this, like with a team up like this.
Yeah.
It's like Marvel versus Capcom, Street Fighter versus X-Men.
Right.
People you didn't know, people you didn't think would come together, but when they came together, it's like, oh wow,
Magic.
I actually do want to see Gambit fight Ryu.
Right.
I actually do want to see Ken fight Wolverine.
Yeah.
Like this is the Ken and Wolverine, you know, going at teaming up. This is the dap. Remember the dap that you get with Cyclops and Ryu in the beginning?
Or like
Yeah.
that meme
That's
where
it.
they're both like doing the
Yeah.
arm wrestling where it's like,
Oh no,
shows,
the handshake. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the handshake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, well, they're okay. I guess
Yeah.
it could be a handshake. But yeah, what do you think, Ali, when it comes to Freddie Gibbs?
Oh man. I mean, I was first introduced to him. He was on the 2010 freshman cover. And again, this is when
Oh yeah,
the
he
freshman
was.
covers were everything. Like it was how you were introduced to the next dope artist. I mean, every year I looked forward for it. Really from 2009 to about 2014, 15. I always looked forward to the freshman cover. And that 2010 cover was special, arguably the best one.
Yeah.
It had J. Cole, Nipsey Hussle, J. Rock, Big Sean, Wiz Khalifa, Freddie Gibbs. Like it was deep. So that's how I first heard of him in the first place. But as far as his style, it's funny how, you know, Mark mentioned him, you know, kind of a West Coast influence, because even though he is from Gary, Indiana, he's probably been in California for about almost 20 years at this point. So, you know, he moved to Cali kind of to get his career started.
Yeah.
So
Similar to like Exhibit, like
kind of like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where, you know, you were born somewhere else and kind of a transplant to California. But he still has some of those Midwest roots as far as how he'll do the double time kind of fast rap a little bit.
That's what's dope about him.
Yep, you'll get some of that, you know, Midwest influence, because that's the quick double time fast rap is, you know, Chicago, Cleveland, like Detroit, like it's really big over there. And I feel like Freddie Gibbs embodies that. Because I mean, yeah, Gary's in Indiana, but it's actually closer to Chicago than it is to Indianapolis. So like heavy Chicago influence as well, as far as, like I said, the double time fast kind of speed rap a little bit that he does, but at the same time, just authentic street tales. I mean, like I said, for me, it's I would say it's Push, Benny, and Freddie, and the fact that all three of them have it's sad we don't have a song with all three of them.
Oh man!
But the fact that they all have done songs together, like Freddie has songs with Benny, has this song with Push. Push has done songs with Benny, et cetera, et cetera. So he fits right into that mold. And I mean, for me, like when I'm in that mood for that, that type of talk, he's one of the best at it.
Imagine having all three of them in a music video and their main consensus is cocaine rap, and then like your screen just blurs you trying to watch the music. Yeah, because it's just gonna be so much.
Yeah,
it'd be so much. Like, let's all do different verses. Let's all pick a different amphetamine.
Before you got here, Ali, I was joking with Mark because he came and was like, "You ready to do that stuff before we start the episode?" Nah, we don't condone drugs, but it was just funny because of the theme, the motif here that we're discussing.
This is also a sidebar to get your XXL freshman class magazine slabbed and graded, and possibly autographed before you slab it.
That's actually, dude, you're spitting out free jewels here.
That's real. Those things gonna be worth money one day because that was an era.
Autographed then slapped.
Yeah, what I liked about what you were mentioning about the style, how he switches it up like that. Yeah, because it reminds me of the flow of Crazy Bone. Like he goes in that flow, and then, or Migos, you could say, but it reminds me of that flow, and I'm like, oh shoot, that's sick. But he switches it back up and goes he just does it his way, which is dope. And I think it was like the second track or third track, Half Man, Half Cocaine. That's where it's really demonstrated.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I ended up getting, and this has ended up coming across my way as far as artist comparison. I thought Freddie Gibbs at this point in Bandana was a unique combination of Cool G Rap and Mac 10.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, that contrast of style kind of covers a lot of good bases because the delivery kind of sounds like Mac 10.
It's fast paced,
and then the lyrical style does sound like rap.
Yeah, I hear that too.
Because he kind of flirts with a little hardcore rap, but then goes back.
Yes,
but then you hear the rhythmical style of Mac 10.
He'll do a more sensitive track where he'll talk about his wife relationship.
Yeah.
So he has kind of that well-roundedness to him. Half Man, Half Cocaine was dope because that's for the first time that I've heard Madlib start to do like trap his way, his version of trap.
Yep.
Which Madlib, not really known for trap,
right?
But it was dope the way he did it with all the little sound effects and all the little things that he does.
He's like, always
it's crazy.
Pull up the meme when I'm talking about this. Pull up the meme that I've sent you already, where it's all like Madlib's working on a beat at the self checkout. Oh yeah, he's doing beats at self checkout. He's at like a grocery store doing. Because
they talk about that. They talk about like he's been doing it on an iPad for almost 10 plus years now.
Wow,
he's been doing all this on an iPad.
Crazy.
Which that is crazy. But I like that because it also, you have beat switches on here.
Yes.
Beat switches that's kind of the thing now.
Love beat switches.
A nice beat
good
switch.
One.
And then Freddie Gibbs plays to that, leans into it,
perfectly.
I like that.
And I did like the earlier point you mentioned how on Bandana, it was more of Madlib fitting Freddie Gibbs style. Yeah. Whereas Piñata was the opposite. Right. It was Freddie Gibbs fitting in the Madlib style. Yeah. He said that was the hardest album he ever made. Yeah. Freddie Gibbs said he said he loved it because it was a challenge for him. Yeah. Rapping
That's the thing, is he'll challenge
rapping on those type of beats. And he said that was the most, it was frustrating, it was challenging, but it was the most rewarding because he's like, I've never rapped on anything like
the
this
beats
before.
On Mad Villainy aren't really easy to rap on.
No. Nah.
It challenges you to be able to spit on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good point to bring up too, because that shows you that Freddie Gibbs, in an innocent take here, but it's like he yielded to the style of Madlib.
Mm-hmm.
But after the success, they're like, okay, cool, let's get a little bit more chemistry involved here, and let's come over to my way,
Yes.
Yeah. Let's find your sound now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's also another good mention. I like the way it starts too, because it starts with more like a soulful sound, and and Freddie kind of talks about life and where he's at this point. And I thought that was a cool, like, soft intro. Some people wanted it to start hard, but I liked it kind of a slow intro into that and then go hard on the second or third track. That it reminded me of like how Kendrick on this diss track against Drake had started so slow.
Oh yeah,
which was
like Euphoria.
totally when nobody was thinking how it was going to start. But it was just like, nah, we're going to start
Walked
slow
you into it.
this. Yeah. So that's also pretty sick.
Yep.
This cover art.
Oh man.
You have the classic, for those who are listening, you have over the Hollywood sign, you have Quasimodo, the legendary Quasimodo, riding on a zebra, which represents Freddie Gibbs' style, his what do you call it? Just
well, he said he came up with
theme,
he said he came up with the zebra for Piñata
logo,
because he said it just literally looked like, he said if you put lines of cocaine on a black table, it looks like a zebra.
Yeah, it's a play.
That's literally,
it's a play on it. Yeah,
that's literally how he came up.
It's
with
his
that.
motif.
What's the symbolism behind this, Freddie Gibbs? It looks like a bunch of coke on the table.
Yeah, it's his motif. So it turned into a zebra. I was talking to Mark earlier before we started. And I was like, how do I introduce him? Was he the zebra of rap? We were like, nah, scratch that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, he that's his character, his caricature. Let's say that. And then you have Quasimodo, which is Madlib's caricature for so long that he's always had, which I think is something that MCs have gotten away from. You know, that like comic book appeal. You know, that's something that I think we've kind of lost that art.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that like I enjoyed because you had this whole world that they brought you into. Like this was their cartoon or whatever that they're bringing you into this album.
Yeah, and the last like live animated caricature that you got was MF Doom.
Yeah.
It's like
seriously,
you could like a live cartoon.
I feel like you could turn Quasimodo into an actual like cartoon.
Oh yeah.
And have it run the series and it would do well.
Yeah.
Like that's easy. But what were your thoughts, Mark? I saw you look
No,
up.
it just reminds me of Winnie the Pooh. Like with the bandana on there.
Yeah.
This actually kind of looks like a scene.
Quasimodo is not like Winnie the Pooh though. Totally opposite.
Yeah, exactly. But
He's
the
like
red,
the most
the
like
red, yeah, the
reckless.
red.
like
He's the most reckless. Look at he's smoking a freaking joint. Like,
wait, Winnie the Pooh had a Thule. Remember? He had a shotgun.
oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh had a shotgun. There was a couple of times where like,
what episode was that?
yeah, you'll look it up. You'll be able to. No, truth. Where is Bond? Like but this looks like a scene off of Regular Show.
Okay.
And Regular Show has.
Describe it for our audience. I didn't finish describing it too. The cover.
Oh yeah, so the visage of you get the Hollywood outlook of the Hollywood sign overlooking the LA area. Yeah. Kind of to scale in the back because you see that the downtown area is actually in flames.
Right.
Which and that isn't too far across from in reality of what downtown LA is actually doing. But in all seriousness, you get the visage of the greater LA area and just little pyres of flame.
Yeah.
Going up in certain areas and then with the concentration on the downtown area.
Then you have the little piñata like busted open on the bottom right.
Yeah.
Which
as
is
an allusion to
the first collaboration.
Yeah. With the hiking trails lined out too. Yeah. The hiking trails that go up to the Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
So
and it, like, I don't know if it's, how does this relate to the album, you guys think? How does it all tie together with Bandana?
My thing was it's Madlib and Freddie Gibbs united, trying to emulate and looking over the style they want to portray. And that's what it got to me.
Okay.
I feel like it's, I think they're relating in a way where economically Indiana had its fall in a similar fashion. Los Angeles too is kind of having this economic, kind of decline, unfortunately. And they kind of are like watching it from afar kind of burn and, just kind of observing their surroundings and their background. And I feel like they're still going to rise out of it somehow. That's what I'm taking out of all this.
Oh man.
What are you getting out of this, Ali?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's intentional that it's also at night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like with it being at night, it gives kind of a aura like some type of scheme is taking place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I hear you.
maybe they're plotting on something. Maybe they just came from plotting on something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I just feel like
Or maybe they lit it up in flames.
right. You know what I mean? Maybe they, either
On the way there.
either about to or have already done it. You know what I mean? Not, can't really tell. It's just, up to you to figure that out. But I feel like with it intentionally being at night, I just feel like that just gives it that kind of darker aura to it.
Yeah, we even have a car taking out the extra L in Hollywood, so it leaves holy.
Yeah, that's a play.
And
that's intentional.
And then with the W out too, it leaves OOD, which I thought it was going to be odd, but no, it's OOD.
Yeah,
you don't have nothing out of that. But the holy, I like the fact that they left it there for interpretation.
Right.
But that's the car crashed. The car crashes over that L, so that's probably the car they drove up in.
Yeah,
that ran over the Piñata on the way through.
That's dope. Yeah, dope album cover. I always liked or enjoyed the album covers that Madlib was a part of, because I always know that artistically there's intention there. Madlib's one of those artistic artists, and whenever he collabs with somebody, I like to see how they collab and mesh it together. That's always interesting to see how they do that. Like, it's just dope. Now this is the point in time where we start to get into the actual album and go into the lyrics. We start reading. We pick our 3 favorite tracks actually out of the album. We go into those, and then we dive into what's being said and the bars and the lyricisms, the schemes, all that stuff. So we're going to go ahead and go to our 3 favorite tracks out of this. Was a tough choice. A lot of these tracks, like I was saying, was dope. But the 3 that we chose was going to be Crime Pays, Palm Olive, dope track, and Education, which is going to be dope because those tracks also feature some other legendary MCs as well, which is dope for hip hop to have this collaboration.
Absolutely.
Especially with like some certain guys that are kind of hard to reach nowadays.
Yeah.
Speaking of Yasin Bey.
So, yeah.
Way to put it politely. He's definitely hard to get a hold of.
He's I don't know if you've seen, he was promoting something he was doing.
Yeah, he was doing a live Zoom concert that you had to pay tickets to go watch on live stream. And I'm like, I
want to follow it. It's so odd and artistic. It's just,
bro, this guy did a tour with Erykah Badu, and it was like
never the same since.
No.
Oh,
I wanted to catch the show, but it was like, I don't even know if he was going to be there. Like, I thought we were just going to get the okie doke by him pulling out a screen and having most doing it live from Paris or Europe.
They were saying that the P must be that good for something, because that's
I wanted to get merch so bad for that, but I was just like, man, I don't even want to be in there. I don't even want to be in crypto, bro.
Oh man, y'all crazy.
All right, so we're going to go into the
There's
first
something
track.
in that spaghetti, y'all.
Yeah, there's something in that spaghetti. Crime Pays is the first track we're going to get into. Man, this track is so dope. Another
and this song, the video is hilarious.
Yes, the video. That's another thing too.
Freddie Gibbs is funny. He is a funny dude.
There are MCs who can kill you with the art and do all that stuff, but the thing that's special that I like is when they add humor to it.
He is hilarious.
I'm a fan. When you can do that.
The Crime Pays video is good. They are literally herding zebras.
Yeah.
He's just like on a ranch herding zebras.
He's like, it's Monday. It's Monday.
It's like that Black Sheep music video flavor of the month where they're with a bunch of sheep.
Yeah. It's just like telling him, like, let's get it going, man. You're on shit detail now. Like,
because he's doing a shit job. He said, you on shit detail because you're doing a shit job.
I was like, so now it's all different when a black man runs this or something. I was like, dang, dude.
Hilarious.
Yeah. I didn't know he had that side to him, because I was seeing him in interviews. But like then I started noticing, like, oh shit, this dude is funny.
He is hilarious.
Yeah, he has some humor to him.
Freddie Gibbs is dumb.
Yeah,
man.
and he's been through some wild, crazy stuff. Like when he went overseas, they accused him of
raping a girl.
Right, which like totally far from. He doesn't even know who this girl was.
Crazy.
Just because she had a dream.
She dreamt it.
And he was like. He was what?
They detained him for
a long time.
Like almost a year.
For off of a dream.
Crazy. He was really facing like real time.
Austria or something?
Sweden? Either Sweden or Switzerland. One or the other.
I thought he was in Austria.
Could have been Austria. Somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere out there.
But He was detained almost a year.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Dude, that
he couldn't come
sucks.
home. He was going through it.
Madlib thought, he was like, I don't even know we were going to finish this album or not,
Yep.
because he was gone for so long.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I mean, to go through all that, dude, and still be like a cool G, like, that's
Right.
That's sick.
That'll drive you crazy.
And then, but it's also good about that is like, you know, you have time to pin like Tupac, man.
Oh,
you have time to pin.
Of course.
Look at the upside. You got time to write, bro.
You know there was some bars written in there.
When you're put in a chamber like that, just they got me locked up. Not just kidding. All right, for we got Crime Pays, Piece of the Beat, Madlib on this one. I thought this was a special one. It's just very smooth, very cool. Like it's just all these dope sounds that you're getting out of this one. But the music video, like you said, Ali, the music video also makes it come to life and feel dope, and the humor. It's just a lot of good. Who wants to start on that first one? Is it verse one? Yeah, it's verse one.
Mm-hmm.
Crime pays, chopping up the change with cocaine in my microwave. Made it through a whole month with my lights out. I seen brighter days. Watch the shit get knee high. Boy, you live and you die by this game. Homeboy just caught already like that, spitting like real bars. Like that's what I like about him. And he it's kind of like different things in life that he's spitting about that's true, that holds weight, that's timeless. Like these are things like when you look back at this track, it's gonna
relatable. The relatability to this is what bonds a lot of fans to Freddie Gibbs.
Yep. Homeboy just caught HIV. He lived and he died by his hoe.
Damn.
And that's the thing too. He says some crazy shit that you don't typically get from anybody. Have we ever hit the same bitch before? Ain't nobody know. Have we ever hit the same bitch before? Wasn't nobody's business. Be fucking these hoes and save fuck insurance and doctor visits.
Damn.
Crazy.
And dudes really be living reckless like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But
That's
I even like the flow he had in there.
Yeah.
Like he was like, you know, crime pays, chopping up the change with cocaine in my microwave. Like he was just kind of
his flows
bouncing on this beat.
Yeah, his flows are dope, dude.
Man, I love how he can switch his flows up with the beats.
Yeah.
The poetic side of him is fly like the wind. It's time to begin your life. Be selling dope and say fuck insurance and doctor visits. You got control trying to start again and do it right. Look to the sky and you'll feel how to live a life that's real. Truth and perfect harmony when the spirit is free. Yeah. Truth and perfect harmony when the spirit is free. When you're in a moment of peace, that moment is truth and perfect harmony. Like you definitely feel, you definitely do feel at peace.
Yeah.
Chopping up this change with cocaine in my microwave. Diamonds in my chains, yeah. I sling, but I'm still a slave. Twisted in the system, just a number listed on the page.
Wow.
It's just, these bars are so hard hitting just because they're just real, dude. That's what makes it dope. It's like, and the way he says it, the way he puts it together and phrases things is sick.
He's reusing the first couple of bars. He's like, made it through the whole month with my lights out. I seen brighter days. Watch this shit get knee high, boy. You live and you die by this game. Bitch, don't touch my body because I'll put your body all off in a body sling. You ain't gonna hurt nobody. Go for body. We watch we the body gang. That hoe that you brought out to Cali, boy, she only fucking with you because you fucking with Kane.
That goes back to KRS-One and I think Big L that said similar lines to that. You know, these guys wouldn't get laid without Kane and stuff like that.
Thought she was boosting her credit with like you that just ain't enough on their name. Thought I would front on you with another one like you ain't just another like you ain't just got enough on the books. Talking that shit in the booth when the come shoot at you, you couldn't do nothing but look. It came up too fast with the guns drawn. My gonna bust a 4 nickel on your bust him, and now he's on a shit bag. Dang, so we got him on a shot to where he's actually wearing a colostomy bag.
Wow.
Damn.
His homie done borrowed a car and he got it shot. That was a piece to Ivan and his other brother's car that happened to me.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Up now I know that got his bitch mad. He steadily called up my phone and you huffing and puffing because they had your bitch ducking. And Roquette done went and bought a Jeezy pair and bought Jeezy a pair of new shoes. That was dick sucking. Goddamn.
It's just crazy, dude. The way, like, some things you don't know what he's gonna say, and it's like he'll hit you with
He just
that.
threw that out there, like, because I mean, him and Jeezy had their issues once upon a time. So that one line, he was just kind of bringing up an instance where him and one of his dudes was on tour with him, and I guess Jeezy had some shoes missing or something, and dude literally went and bought him some shoes. He was just like, he was dick sucking, like he was acting like a groupie basically.
That's tight though.
Yep.
That's tight. And that again plays to the humor of Freddie Gibbs too, just like the smart, intelligent humor that this fool has, like seated in here in this whole like track.
Right. Dude. And again, like the flow, he was like, what do you say? He was like, bitch, don't touch my body because I'll put your body all over in the body slaying. You ain't gonna hurt nobody, go body for body, but we in the body gang.
Yeah,
like
it flows different.
How he just stacked those bars like that was just fire, man.
It flows different. Flows different. And that alone will give you the respect of other MCs out here, like, oh shit, okay, not only is he spitting something real, not only is he saying some crazy shit, but like the flow.
These firsthand stories you don't get with a lot of MCs these days. No. Like, not saying that they're true or not, but it's like that perspective you don't get in Freddie Gibbs' style.
Right. No,
yeah.
No.
And that's what I think shows up as like a damn, like, we haven't seen it done like this before.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We kind of skipped over this, but like just to kind of play a little bit more into his backstory of where he was growing up from in Gary, Indiana. They were saying, I was watching something about this, where Gary, Indiana was one of those places that like was one of the first like kind of cities that like had a black mayor, which was, just kind of interesting where he was located at and just kind of his upbringing, because different like things were going on there as a result of that started to impact his life and the way he was watching and observing things. So it's just, kind of interesting to see. And then of course we know economically, Gary, Indiana was starting to suffer and go into a decline. And I think this was all around when he was at the age of like 5 or so. Yep. So literally as he's growing up watching all this.
Yeah, a lot of those Midwest cities, like, I mean, just, my dad's side is from Ohio, and like a lot of those Midwest cities were really held together based on factory work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So by the 80s, a lot of machinery came out that made made the workers at the factory more kind of obsolete.
Yeah.
And eventually the factories started closing down, when they started, outsourcing, the work in other countries.
We've seen it kind of here too in San Bernardino. Like we've seen it right next door to us.
Right. Yep. So like, when that started to happen, I mean, cities like Detroit and other cities in Ohio and Gary, I mean, just cities that were already kind of poor just nosedive.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But I just wanted to bring that up because I feel it's important to understand like where he's coming from and his perspective of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like this dude's a real one, man.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we move on to Palm Olive, which is a dope, I think, gem that we get out of this album because you would kind of think, okay, Freddie Gibbs, there's not a whole lot of cocaine rappers that like do it, at the highest level like this. The number one that comes to mind is Pusha T, in my opinion, and it's like
he's the king.
To see them now do it together is like, oh, that's ill. And then plus,
Killer Mike on the hook
too. Man, I would have liked to see Killer Mike do a verse.
If he had a verse, yes. Yeah. I was when I first listened to the album and I saw Pusha T and Killer Mike, I was like, wow. And then when I heard Killer Mike do the hook, I was a little disappointed.
Yeah.
I would have loved to hear him do a verse on there.
Yeah, it would have been kind of only right, I felt like, but
that would have been hard.
And it happened for whatever reason, the way it happened. All right, so we got verse 1, Freddie Gibbs. Do you want this one, Ali? I forgot which one you
no, I got to do. I'm doing Push's verse.
Push's,
so,
okay,
yeah. Somebody else do his.
Kane Season, fucking my pastor daughter in 2 Jesus pieces. Already, that's crazy.
That's wild.
I mean, I'm trying to interpret that. So I get the fucking my pastor's daughter in 2 Jesus pieces.
Yeah, so he's wearing 2 Jesus pieces while fucking his pastor's daughter.
Yeah, and it could be a double play on Cain, from Cain and Abel being the evil iteration of somebody doing something.
Cain Season. Oh yeah, I see you. Yeah, I see you. Wow. Okay. already. It's deep, and that's the thing about Freddie Gibbs. Like on the surface, you wouldn't have thought this dude has some deeper layers to him, but he does, which is just sick. Dropping this blow on the basement flow, my Yeezy squeaking, yeah. Repping the fin, I pledge allegiance undefeated. Fuck the 40 acres and the mule. They gave us the eagle. Hot pots, spoons, and needles. Sold a piece of crack to polices. Mario Van Peebles. Once you start naming, this is the Eminem thing. Once you start naming names in your rhymes, Mario Van Peebles.
Yeah, he directed New Jack City.
That's dope.
That ties into the Coke rap.
For the whole Coke rap. Yeah, that's dope. That's a dope metaphor too. Serving every prom queen the Pookie with the vanilla smoothie.
Wow.
I was a prom queen. That's dope. The wordplay. My mind spray. Yeah, that's dope. Vladimir Vanilla clip. Oh, wait. No, I'm going to back up. Scary Gary. My neighborhood something like Fallujah. Vladimir Banana clip. Move the Russian collusion shooters. Bending words to rhyme.
Fallujah, the iteration. The city in the Middle East.
Okay. Yeah.
In my neighborhood, something like
Fallujah.
It's
Something like that. Fuck a track, ho. Selling that pussy on computers. Pimpin' never die. Chad Butler in heaven chucking deuces.
Pimp C.
And his this kind of gives me it's giving me vibes of who is it from Griselda?
Benny? Conway? What's that gun?
West Side Gun a little bit. Yeah, West Side Gun a little bit. Except he's not doing the
right without the ad libs.
Trunk of deuces of hard white fish. Then I made a wish. A smoker scrubbing down my kitchen. I'm never gonna wash a dish. It's Mr. Clean, Pine Sol, Palm Olive. These don't know how hard you riding for the ass till you park it. Skrrr. In 1998, I sold the Glock 19 chopper. 2018, I'm finna reclaim my fucking time and cop the Rolly flooded Maxine Waters. Fucking poison. Man. Keep your vaccines off us. So that was
and that's pre-COVID. He mentioned that. That's what I mean.
Crazy. That's crazy. Keep your vaccines off us. Yeah, that is dope. Now that's, I'm sure there's, especially that was politically charged after when that whole COVID thing did come out. Very political, like, oh, you're not going to get vaccinated or you're going to get vaccinated. So that was a whole thing. But this being before that is like, damn.
Yeah, it's 2019.
Nostradamus type stuff. We got a reality star in the goddamn office, quite like a Reagan days. Fernando said they used to move chickens in the Noriega days. I disrespect his name, and he'd sign my face with the razor blade. That's crazy.
Wow.
Sign my face with the razor blade. Baby Tony, top of the family like Johnny's Sacramone, chopping up this block white top and some Yahoni Yamamoto's. Whoever kill him first gonna get promoted. Boy, I was getting away with murder before Denzel fucked Viola.
Dang.
Kane, Francis.
Wow.
Viola from where is that?
Viola Davis.
Is that the actual?
Oh no! Well, they played a husband and wife in Fences.
Okay.
And then Killer Mike comes in, young, dope money, just have at it, make money, more money, mathematics, popos, they coming for your money, play low. I mean low, like no money. Yeah. Man, like he just
he's still scheming even in the chorus.
Even in the hook, he's still giving you lyrical, structure in the hook. And then Pusha's, oh man, this verse. Yeah. He says, look, real bars are the ill bars. These scars are the only real proof they couldn't kill gods. My coke hand still sketching out my memoirs. What? My coke hand still sketching out my memoirs.
For those who don't know, Pusha T, like we're mentioning, the king of coke bars.
Nobody could touch him in this. Nobody. My coke hand still sketching out my memoirs. What I did to door panels on them wind stars. Gem stars left cuts on the dinner plates. It's the new stash spot. The AC don't just ventilate. Take over your blocks, young, is assimilate. We all break bread like going Dutch on a dinner date. The love of your life wrapped with fake watches. The serial number don't match the gift boxes. The bezel on her Ballon Blue do the Tinashe. The bitch told me two-tone rollies was too blase. Yeah. Way more chemical than political. PTSD from what I weighed on the digital. It was snowfall and Reagan gave me the visual. Obama opened his doors knowing I was a criminal. I took a risk. I took a brick. Took a road trip to a Motel 6. Get it wholesale and you know I won't tell shit. Ride coattails, then he really want that lit. Just another in the mix. I'm rich. Tell me, is you Alpo or Mitch? Better dog, roulette all on my wrists. Like Cleo setting it off, taking your bitch. Ooh.
Alpo or Mitch? Who is he referring to there?
So Alpo was a notorious drug dealer in New York in the 80s and early 90s. And Mitch actually was a character based on Rich Porter, who was a notorious drug dealer in New York in the 80s and 90s. So Mitch was the character Mekhi Phifer played in Paid in Full. Yeah. So he kind of basically saying, are you the real one or the character? That's kind of where you know what I mean? Yeah, like that's dope. And like that's just the genius of Push bringing that to light. Like, are you really about this or are you just playing a movie character?
Yeah. It's not a Pusha T verse if he doesn't mention anything that's white, a hotel branch, or some type of minivan,
some sort of brick.
What I do to them wind stars, door panel,
some sort of brick.
He could mean the two different ways he could do with the door panel, which I like, is that he either opens up the doors because the wind star, the people, the reason why a lot of people like MPVs and wind stars is that door panel.
You can put stuff.
You can do that, or you can put stuff inside the door panels.
Stuff it in the door panels. Yeah. Like that was a very common practice. So just him giving the visuals of it. I mean, like I said, just when he said my coke hand, still sketching out my memoir. Like that's just the visual of that. The hand I use to whip white is what I'm using to write these. Like that's just genius lyricism, man.
Oh, honey, that's just my coke hand. That's just my coke hand talking.
Not even his pimp hand.
No, my coke hand. Just he's just a different level with that. Yeah. Just when you thought he could say,
it's almost humorous at this point.
Yes, that's the thing. It's almost funny now. Like just when you thought he said every type of coke bar you could say, he finds 20 more. Like
it gets people excited to like, what can he do next?
Yes, in that realm, like I don't even want to hear other rappers talk about it. I only want to hear him.
Yeah.
So
man, what's he gonna pick up with next? Like kind of
thing. Exactly. It's like he's like the carrot top that we want to see in rap that does a good gimmick with cocaine.
Yeah.
You know, like we're like excited to see what he does next.
Yes.
Yeah, it's dope.
Absolutely.
Then we have the outro. I think it's like a skit or some sort, right? I believe.
Oh yeah, that skit is funny too. Yeah, he was like what do you say? He was like hold on, I'm gonna read it because it was hilarious. He was like, where'd it go?
Oh yeah, he was talking about like somebody sleeping with his wife or something.
Yeah, he was like,
could have been worse. Why could have been worse? Oh, it could have got me too.
It could have got me too. Yes, that's how they did. Yeah, it was hilarious.
It's cold out here. It's a cold world, like J. Cole said, man. A couple of honorable mentions while we're here. Half Man, Half Cocaine.
Yes.
I thought that one went hard. That was a great way to energize, us going into this album. It goes hard. There's a switch on the beat, which is dope. Then you have, what else we have?
Flat Tummy Tea. And
another one.
What I liked about that song is one of the ones where it just starts.
Yeah.
It does no warm up. It just boom. I beat the pot. Like just like it does it. I love when songs do that.
Yeah.
I love when songs do that.
Also to Piece to Bandana, which is actually not on this album,
Didn't
but it was
even
one
make
of the
the
singles. And that track was dope.
Yes.
The name of the song that's the name of the album.
The title track didn't even
not on the cutting room. Is on the cutting room floor here.
All norms. Totally against it.
Yep.
Which is sick. Situations was
that's a dope one.
Another one. I thought that one just felt like kind of more warm. This matched. I felt like the cover. Like it felt like at nighttime. It felt like him just kind of being just I don't know, just open with his what was going on with him.
With the stories that would be in the night happen.
Right, exactly. So that was dope.
Yeah, Giannis.
Giannis was another banger.
And what I liked about Giannis is like if there was gonna be a mainstream type song,
Yeah,
I think
that
that
was a
was
good
it.
one.
I feel like that's one that could
Because
have fit.
it all
that.
felt cohesive. It didn't feel like, oh, that sounds way
Nope.
different. It sounded like it worked.
And you got the Oxnard connection with Anderson .Paak on there,
Yeah, that's
also
sick.
from Oxnard, like
that's
Madlib.
dope too.
So that's what makes it even more dope. The two biggest artists ever from Oxnard,
Yeah.
Madlib and
They hooked
Anderson
up, they
.Paak,
linked up. Yeah.
Oxnard, the Mount Vernon.
right, of California.
And then you got Practice was another dope one. Cataracts was another dope one. Get Down was him kind of experimenting more so with his like kind of singing.
Yeah.
Kind of, I would say like more like ODB-ish, like kind of just Bismarcky kind of singing it.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite songs to listen to, like if I'm about to take a flight for some reason. I don't know why. It just puts me in a zone. Just
it's
comfortable.
funky. It's it's just kind of him letting loose, which is dope. And then we land onto Education.
Yeah.
Which features some of the top lyricists of all time on this track. And that says something for these guys to be down to do something with Freddie Gibbs. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Freddie Gibbs is here.
And he's done a song with Black Thought on a previous project too.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
So I didn't know that.
That song is nuts.
That's crazy. And that's the thing is, we were kind of joking a little bit, but we joke out of love for Yasin Bey, formerly known as Mos Def, just because we like, his artistry and stuff. We wanted more in the hip hop space of that. Yeah. So I think Mark and I feel indifferent about that.
I love the fact, and the peace to you, DCQ, but I love the fact that DCQ did mention that the UTD reunion kind of is on
Yasin.
Most to make happen. Well,
Right.
to Yasin Bey to make happen.
Right.
I like that. I like the accountability to that because to me, thinking about it from an artistic perspective, for the fan satisfaction, that'd be easy money.
Oh yeah.
Plainly put, and this is something that if the artistry within him is not gonna, doesn't call for it, then it doesn't call for it.
Right.
And
We totally understand that, but
that's so dope too about DCQ is he's such a team player, dude. Like he knows his role. He knows Most is gonna get the shine. He's there to support.
he even had the lineup all ready to go. I was like, heck yeah.
He's gonna do all the back end stuff and trying to make everything work right. And all Yasin has to do is just do what he does.
Just to show up,
spit.
It's
like Barry Bonds going to the plate. All he has to do is just
who knows if we'll see that.
find a good pitch and knock it out the park.
I don't know if we'll see that, but peace to DCQ. DCQ was a real one, dude. Chilled with us for like 2
and a half
hours,
man.
Yeah, that was dope of him to do that.
And this verse that I'll set off is just one of the things that it's going to show you that, hey, look, in 2018, we still wanted Most to do like a full-fledged album.
Did you ever get to listen to any of you guys listen to the Black Star like one that he did
The
that
new
was
one?
more like exclusive?
I did.
I haven't checked the new one out. Oh yeah.
Was it? What was it? Was it to your expectations, or was it like an evolution?
It's like Gladiator 2. It's the sequel that we're like, okay, cool. It's about time we have a sequel, but it's more experimental.
Okay.
And
didn't Madlib produce the whole thing?
Yeah.
I think Madlib did
the
the
thing
whole
is that there was a hard time getting both of them to get verses done together because Most was out of he's international now, and Talib was in the States predominantly. So I don't know whether or not they actually united for doing that album all together. I feel if you're going to do a duo album, that you guys at least have to be within close proximity to each other. Yeah. I think that because that universal consciousness, I think about if I'm doing a collab with you, Isaiah,
you want
like
to be there to experience the whole thing.
Yeah, so it's something that
Doing it
Zoom
from
meetings
afar.
can't do.
Yeah,
Very rarely does it work when you're just sending verses. As far as you could do it for a song, but as far as for an entire project, very rarely would that work.
Yeah, that'd be something we're going to be covering eventually. I'm glad that you guys haven't got really in depth into it.
Yeah.
So that way we can all cover it together.
All right.
Yasin comes off and four bars in, you're like, damn, yeah, I do miss Most. Peace preparatory school, emperors and conquerors, pharaohs and followers, goblins and monsters. Stone heart jewels and gold for the fools. Fool's gold, probably the pyrite.
And so right here, I understand that he's writing on another level, but what is he truly saying here? Like in that first quatrain here, peace.
The people that you fear, your emperors, your conquerors, your pharaohs and followers. So the people that not only are the people that you fear, but the people that are with him that are under that are under his watch.
I see.
You know, it would be the Ramses and just the slaves that are like, oh man, just keep building this. We should be a part of this. You don't want to go astray. You know, just the people that you get feared of, you know, like Genghis Khan. When Genghis Khan rolled up, he's taking out the kids. He's taking out the males.
Yep.
Crusade.
He's taking out he's taking out the males.
That dude
He's
took
keeping the
almost
women.
all of Asia. How do you take all of Asia?
And he's burning everything to the ground. Like people to be feared of. And then he keeps the example of like the horrid vision that you see them as is goblins and monsters.
Yeah.
And he invented a new word too. I've never heard of a monster.
Monster-er.
Stoneheart jewels and gold for the fools. The bones of the innocent is buckles on their boots. So it's the end result of
them being buried or dead.
Yeah. The jail overcrowded, they emptied out the school. See the devil twitching, ears itching from the truth. Strange fruit, cyanide, souffle, and soup. It's tasty for a few and murder for the group.
Let's see. Slow
Hip
down.
hop Shakespeare,
Slow
if you
down.
don't stop.
Yeah.
Man.
A dead end street with a lemonade stand. Where's the sky upside down land? Oh, where's the sky and upside down land? So it's like the inverse, the further and Stranger Things, or it could be the I forget the inverse.
As above, so below.
Well,
sort of
that,
inverse.
but the inverse in Us. I forget the inverse universe in Us. I forget what that's called too. It could be that. That question is hard if you can't see the stars. I'm really not sure. Ask me tomorrow. I may not be here. I'm feeling like I might just leave before I start a fire or a fight or both. But nah, son, I couldn't just chill. Everybody giggling. The kid was getting killed. And I knew when I stood that they would turn on me. And I don't need no more trouble with my sleep. So if I did what I did, then that's what it is. Literally just writing it. It sounds like a testimony. Tell the sheriff and the deputy, I don't give a fick. Tell my mama and my kin and all of y'all and them, it's like this. Get free or stay sick. And that's it.
Education.
Shit. Bro.
Wow.
And if you thought that was out of this world, Black Thought about to blow your mind.
Man.
Yeah, that's like the highest level of writing, with just the beginning lines where you're saying like the crown of the metropolis, and I'm like, and the music video added to that, it was a perfect depiction of the imagery that they were painting of the city of fucking New York, dude.
Oh, you're talking about
I'm talking about
respiration. Yeah.
That was like pinnacle of the essence of hip hop, man.
Yeah.
And then to have Talib and Common following up with that. Black Thought. Oh, man. Do I have the honors to cover a Black Thought verse?
Go ahead, man.
Okay, let me just pray. Peace, parishioners, onlookers, and listeners, visitors keeping the consumption conspicuous, kids graduating from public schools and prisoners, underprivileged, aboriginal, indigenous, sent images of the family that got adopted. The president of some nonprofits is out of pocket. President of some nonprofits is out of pocket. I heard the world ending is trending. Bar.
Already.
I heard the world ending is trending. I tried to watch it. I focused on sinning when winning was not an option. Bars upon bars. I focused on sinning when winning was not an option. The system we compete against is farmed to a table, handpicking them ingredients, civil disobedience, encyclopedia, definition of greediness. Dude, this guy can't be stopped.
Give that next bar some extra love, baby.
Man.
Gluttony, please take heed of what you treaty with. Me, Freddie, Flacco, and Shot never forgot, though, that Plymouth Rock landed on top of New Morocco.
Good Lord. That's when the Killer Instinct would be like, Ultra, Ultra.
Because just the alliteration alone, me, Freddie, Flacco, and then so you got Freddie Gibbs. Flacco was short for
Most definitely.
Steph. And Shot, I'm not sure who Shot references. And Shot never forgot, though, the Plymouth Rock landed on top of New Morocco. So Plymouth Rock is a famous landmark, big ass rock. Picture it landing on New Morocco. New Morocco, I'm not really totally familiar with. Do you guys have any references to New Morocco at all? What that is? Definitely,
No.
I know it's gonna be something dope when I look
But
at it right now.
we at least have the illusion of the Plymouth Rock we didn't land on
That
Plymouth
is
Rock.
landed on us.
From Malcolm
Landed on
X.
us.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So we
Mor-
get the idea of what he's saying.
But Morocco would be an African city,
Okay.
and it's a rich African city, so it's just a predominantly black African city. It's
Right.
prosperous.
I mean, so credit to Malcolm X for that bar first, because that's where I first heard that bar from. And it's dope for Black Thought to now take that and lyrically transform that into a lyric. It's dope. And the way he did it, me, Freddie, and Flacco shot, never forgot though, the Plymouth Rock landed on top of New Morocco. That's sick. Couldn't see who was firing shots, and the shooter got low and left me burning across the lawn, and left it burning crossing the lawn just like the pothole. I may not be here. I'm feeling like I might just leave before I start a fire or a fight. They're saying it's six bands or higher for the flight. So I may be hitman for hire or for the night. If you're figuring this man's maniacal, you're right. Bars codes of the wristband. It's not an oversight. They intentionally expand, probably an extradite. If you want to play blind, just look straight into the light. The puppeteer's playing you for spite. You and worldwide, what we're playing is the price. Pain is the price, and that's life and education. I mean, the epitome of freaking the education.
Crazy.
This fool laid it out.
And I love that he threw the word extradite in there because that's the name of the song Black Thought and Freddie Gibbs did.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool Easter egg.
Nice little callback. I love that.
And with two verses like this, Freddie Gibbs is in a position where he has to
You
let
have
off
to
something.
deliver. Like, you cannot come behind Yasin and Black Thought and just have
On your home court?
You're right, in your gym. This is your song, your album.
Yeah.
And he came with it though. Wooden leather buck talk, China white with cut talk, cane train, a hoe can never put me in a slut walk. I love that line because like it's kind of it's not like a direct shot, but it kind of is. But basically the slut walk was started by Amber Rose, and there was a year when she was dating 21 Savage, and she had him in it with her.
Oh, okay.
To kind of show like men can support it too. So he letting them know like a hoe can never put me in a slut walk.
Oh shit, that bar hits different now that you.
Now that I actually explained it, yeah. So yeah, he goes cane train, a hoe can never put me in a slut walk. Education, traponomics, narcotic plug talk.
Traponomics, one word bars here.
Come on,
one
man.
word. Traponomics.
Traponomics, narcotic plug talk. My hands would right back in the birds as soon as they took the cuffs off. Wow, gotta feed your fucking wolves or they gonna feed on it. It's quite ironic how all this ice to keep the heat on it. Wow. How this ice to keep the heat on. Like, there's so many double, you got icy hot. You got, jewelry, make sure he'll stay strapped.
Heat with the cops.
You know what I mean? Heat with the cops. Or should him wearing jewelry have someone else put the heat on him?
Either way,
it's
double play.
Double play. Yeah. Like, that's so genius with such a simple bar right there. My cousin beat me for a pack. I put the beam on it, and I don't get finesse the plug because I Debo that.
Oh, I like that.
Used to be peace and O's, dropping op like Pop stinking load. Last Friday hit by the poles, threw dope in the commode. Oh my gosh! Yeah. So like,
I like that. The scheme is going on with the vowel sound.
Yeah, and then you got he's talking about. So he said drop an op like Pop stinking load. Pops was, using the bathroom on Friday, so he said last Friday.
That's dope.
Threw the dope in the commode. Debo, right? In the commode, so the toilet, like he really threw that double scheme in there. Nice. Got off the stove and slowed my roll. I'm in the mosque. I'm in the mosque now, but I'll still serve you a baked.
He's just in a mosque
now. Now I'm reformed.
Right. Got off the stove and slowed my roll. I'm in the mosque now.
Roll.
But I still serve you a baked potato, Bobby Johnson style.
Oh, Bobby Johnson.
You ain't lit. You litter like Trump Twitter feed.
Slow down. Dude, I love this fool, dude. You litter like Trump Twitter feed.
Man.
Who is thinking of bars like this, Mark? You litter like Trump Twitter feed? Damn, dude.
You ain't lit. You litter like Trump Twitter feed. Black Monster shit. I'm more Melvin Williams than Genevieve's. Them fist fights had me swapping blood with my enemies. You ain't from no set if you wasn't gang banging in Little League. I love that. Love that part. Little League. If you don't start gang banging at 20 years old, bro.
You're not real gang banging.
You ain't doing it, as a kid. You ain't real. I'm feeling like I might just leave before I start a fire or fight. $1 million a year just won't suffice. Got to factor in that more bad habits and the cost of my life. Cost of life. We stay so high, that's why we can't come up. My credit score is 0. I'm still pulling ranges up. Them cash counters is counterproductive to paper cuts. Gas by a pump, like when Dominique used to lace them up. Oh,
Dominique Wilkins.
man, with
That's
the
a
pump
sick
Reeboks.
bar right
Yes,
there.
sir.
Oh man, that was hard. Gas by a pump, like when Dominique used to lace them up. I changed it up. I pray the streets don't take what's left of me. Drugs for the free, sold separately. Education.
Sold separately.
And that was the name of his next album. His next album was called Sold Separately. Sold Separately.
It's this one phrase bars that he has alone that stand alone.
Man.
When he said traponomics bar.
That's a bar.
Yeah. Stuff like that really sets him apart, man. It's different. It's crazy shit. But it's not crazy shit for the fact of it just being crazy. It's just crazy because it's like so true.
Yeah.
Like that's what makes it crazy. Or it's like
It's just
a way he said it. That
Verses
was fresh.
with hot takes in them.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not a lot of people. You burn a lot of bridges doing that sometimes.
Yeah.
And Freddie, we got three or four verses with Freddie, and he doesn't care.
Yeah.
And it shows you right here. He's earned his way into this ring of elite MCs.
I'm spitting with the best,
Yeah.
and I'm holding my own.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's what the pyres of fire are. Is just burnt bridges.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
You could play that way as well. I mean, taking all this back now that we just covered all these songs and these tracks and who he is, his backstory. What's our takeaways from this album with Freddie Gibbs, Madlib?
It leaves you in anticipation for the next one.
Yes.
Plainly put,
Yep.
we are at their mercy. Like it's just we're at the throne, just asking Freddie and Madlib, "Hey, can you break us off another one?"
We need that last one, Montana. That's supposed to
They
be.
just flick us that gold coin and just like, oh, that's the third
That's
album.
the third one we're
trilogy.
expecting. The trilogy. Yep. Piñata, Bandana, Montana. Montana's supposed to be the conclusion of the trilogy, so we're just waiting.
Yeah, give us the Dark Knight Rises already.
That's it. That's all we need, because the two that they put together already, incredible. And the thing is, all the features made sense.
Yes.
It wasn't just throwing people on
not.
songs just
There
to
were
do
people
so.
who you would want on this track that sound good on this
Yes.
track.
Yeah,
for that
and not just the flavor of the month.
right.
No.
Not
What
just who's trendy or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
I mean, you got Yasin on an album. I mean,
Right.
come on now.
Yeah, it's
I
hard to
mean,
get that dude.
Like the closest thing to like a hot, person he got at the time was Anderson .Paak. But even then, it's like it makes sense because he's from Oxnard.
Because
so
there's a
just
connection there.
that alone makes sense. Regardless of any. And he killed it.
Yeah.
He kills it on Giannis. Like, yeah. So overall, great album. I mean, one of my favorite albums of 2019.
Yeah. It's a very dope album, man.
It was for me, the top albums of that year was this and another album. I'm gonna say that for another day, but there was one other album in 2019 that to me was right there with this one. But yeah, this one, crazy.
Yeah, I love it because it just makes me proud of, Madlib being from California is such a cool thing. But then it's cool to also see Freddie Gibbs, coming from where he comes from Gary, Indiana, and lacing it down like this. I've never heard anybody from Indiana spitting bars like this. And it's just cool to see like, oh, damn. Okay. Indy has something to say now too.
Right.
And it's kind of cool to see his perspective, and it's different. It's, there's things you hear that are reminiscent of other people. Like you brought up Cool G Rap. I brought up Crazy Bone, but he still does it differently still. Like it's his own way of doing it, which he switches back and forth. And it's kind of cool to see like, him just flow effortlessly and him just being himself, and it comes off so dope. And I think the person he is dope. Like he's just a smart individual who's not like trying to be all big and this and that, but it just comes off in the music that way naturally.
Yeah, I mean, he was when the album came out, he was promoting it. He did an interview on Hot 97, and it was a point where he was really getting emotional talking about the whole situation. When he was overseas, because he was like talking to Peter Rosenberg. He was like, "You were one of the main people that really like." Were holding me down and trying to check on me and this and the third.
And him, I don't know, Peter Rosenberg, I don't know. It's like,
but he really was like giving him, props for that particular moment, like holding him down, and he was starting to get emotional. And then surprise, Madlib shows up
Oh, really?
And then he just kind of broke down. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? Because Madlib, that was his first radio interview ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That day, he just came down and did the Madlib thing. You know, said a few words.
Madlib, that'd be
said a few words, but just
via email.
But getting them in the room for that one moment was really dope to see. Yeah, it was really dope.
He's so short with words, dude. It's like it drives you crazy sometimes.
It'd be the shortest interview we do. Like, why is this timestamp only 50 minutes?
It's Madlib though. Yeah, our shortest episode ever.
Yeah.
How'd you come up with the concept for Bandana? I mean, we just made the music.
Just did it, man.
Just did it.
Piece of this album, piece to Freddie Gibbs, man. Definitely a legend, and it's cool. We're now in that fold of looking forward to the third trilogy of this saga, which I think is just a masterpiece. Piece to Madlib too. Madlib's one of those legendary producers of all time.
Absolutely.
And he's gonna go on to do much more projects. I think he was trying to work with Pusha T from the last I heard.
He said he's also trying to do one with he's supposed to do one with West Side Gun.
Yeah, that'd be nuts too.
Gun Lib.
Yeah, that'd be pretty dope.
Look out for it.
All these libs.
All these fusions. J-Lib.
All the libs.
Yep. So piece of this album, for everybody who's following us, you know that we're on this campaign going towards 5K now. That's the new marker. That's a new goal that we want to get to. And that's just showing you that there's a movement happening. A movement of just music appreciation, and we're just we're trying to break it down, but then also trying to highlight different things that aren't talked about that should be talked about. Yeah. There's a lot of hard work that goes into these lyrics. There's a lot of work that goes into the production, the artwork, and it's just cool to explore, and dive deep into everything that the artist is trying to communicate. That's what we're doing here.
Exactly.
We're just, highlighting
hip-hop
and showcasing
archaeologists.
Exactly.
Indiana Jones in.
So if you guys aren't subbed or you're not following us or, whatever it is, make sure to take that time. Do it now, please.
Yeah.
We promise you, we're going to give you our most authentic perspective and respect and reverence to hip hop and the music that is being delivered by these artists. Yeah. While at the same time having fun and engaging with you guys when you guys comment and recommend different things or share your stories of what's going on, because we want to keep the conversation going. So please subscribe, please share. If you know somebody who's into hip hop, put them onto us. Be the first one to put them onto us early while we're barely starting. So peace to everybody. Make sure you're following us. We're dropping episodes every Monday. And then also too, I almost forgot, dude. Our gifts, dude.
Yep. I was gonna
right
hold you to
for
that
the holiday season, man.
Yeah. Let's do that really quick.
Who wants to go first on this?
Okay,
I'll start since I sadly didn't rap mine.
You didn't rap a man. You ain't rapping on the freestyle then.
I ain't rapped the gift.
So we decided we're gonna do a gift exchange on That's Hip Hop. I almost totally forgot. I should have plugged that. But I'll put that in the title or something. We wanted to exchange and give each other an album of something that we thought we'd share with one another.
Yes.
So that's the idea here.
So I'm first, and mine is to Mark.
Okay, get it out, and then that way I can get at least.
Show the audience.
I'll show the audience.
I have my hand to at least.
All right, let me show the audience. That's the one
crazy.
there. That's the one there.
Crazy.
Okay.
So this particular, I gotta put down.
Okay.
So this particular artist, I have. So recently, I've been on this kick. Kind of officially putting Kendrick Lamar in the GOAT conversation, right? But once upon a time, this gentleman right here once called, and I think he still believes this, Rakim is the greatest MC of all time.
Yeah.
I've heard him say that before. And I do 1000% believe he's the most important MC of all time. I don't think that can be, and most important lyricist of all time.
Correct. Yep.
The most important lyricist of all time is Rakim. Before him, it was, I'm an MC in the place to be, rocking the mic, going through the night.
We're all rapping in the park, doing day and night.
That was rap before Rakim. Then he comes, everything changed. Everything changed when Rakim came out. So I thought it would be appropriate to give a Rakim album, but not just anyone. Not just any Rakim album, but it's my personal favorite Eric B. and Rakim album.
Yes, sir.
Sorry for the Amazon messed it up, but yes.
This is gonna be this, and not to no shade on you, Ali. This is gonna be my third copy of this, but I do need this third copy because my other one is scratched to hell. It's like it's the remix copy because it's all scratched to hell. It's like don't sweat. I was like, wait, hold up.
Okay, well now you got a fresh one.
Peace, Ali.
All right, you got a fresh one.
It's not Eric B cutting it,
bro. I cannot wait to review this album because it rivals Paid in Full.
Yeah,
it rivals Paid in Full.
It's my favorite Rakim, Eric B. and Rakim.
There's not a sports highlight that doesn't have Don't Sweat the
Come
Technique.
on now.
Oh, I love this album.
It's one of the greatest beats of. I mean, we can go all day on that.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, sir. Thank you so much. Most definitely, this is a Merry Christmas indeed. I love receiving gifts.
Yes.
Okay, so may I
go ahead?
Okay.
Next, yep.
Oh, yeah, you got a little box over here going on.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So
Macy's,
let me
Macy's wrap it or what?
No. I had help from very helpful coworkers. I want to preface this by saying these are upcycled from me.
Okay.
But these are because I have duplicates of this.
Okay.
And the fact is that because I feel that upcycling, people are gonna feel some type of way about it. There's 2 albums in here for you. And these are 2 albums that I feel are super important to hip hop. And I feel that since you don't really have CDs in general, like you mentioned, I hope this is going to be a good start to something special with your hip hop albums if you go the hard copy way. So, Ali, enjoy. These are 2 albums.
I had something for Ali, so I don't know.
Oh, well, hold on. Wait. Was it supposed to be me to you?
I think so.
It was supposed to be you to Isaiah. It was supposed to be
I have
you
Ali.
Yes.
Wait.
Yes.
I have Ali. We went in this.
This is where the DMs get a little confusing.
We had this like.
Yes. It was supposed to be me to Mark, you to Zay.
Okay.
Me.
So the same to you, Isaiah.
Okay.
Yes.
This is also something I do feel.
All right.
These are still upcycled,
Let's see,
repurposed. These are a good start to your hip hop
Can I
CD
rip open
collection.
the box? Is it okay to rip
Yeah,
open?
you go nuts. Go nuts.
Pause.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
we covered this one.
Yeah. Train of Thought.
Yeah, that one's
Classic.
classic album right there.
Man.
Oh yeah, all day.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
We got
So these are copies I already have myself,
Clap it up for
digital
those.
and hardcover.
Oh man.
But yeah, black on both sides with Mos Def, and
dude,
Train of Thought with Reflection
combination?
Eternal.
Come on now.
That combination.
Yeah,
right
man.
there.
Think of how they started with Black Star and their next project each.
Rock is from 98 to
They carry
2002
Rockets. They carry
Crazy.
Rockets for sure.
is unstoppable.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, okay. You guys are gonna like this one.
All right.
Got for Ali.
All right. What we got?
So Ali, I thought this artist was very it's gonna be very pivotal. It's got to be an artist you got to listen to at least once.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's.
Okay. No, what? What? Macklemore? Really?
I just played that.
Some guy you probably haven't heard of.
Okay. Okay, that's a good one.
I just had a psych.
This is a good one. Okay. All right. Shout out Redman.
Yeah.
Shout out Redman with the Reggie
I like
album.
this album because it's Red,
Yeah.
Redman, and I thought like he went off on that album, and I thought
All right.
your first introduction with us was the
Yep.
Method Man.
Was the
Redman.
Blackout album? Absolutely.
And I
Oh,
thought
that's
this one
dope.
showcases Redman.
Appreciate it.
At his peak, like what he's
Yeah,
doing.
this is a dope one.
So
Hopefully one day I can run into him and have him sign it.
yeah, dude,
That's
we
a
need
goal.
to cover more
Because truthfully,
shows like that.
just real quick, because when we first started this, it was, okay, do we purchase or do we give
Yeah.
ones we have?
Yeah.
I said, well, I have to purchase because I don't have CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I moved to Houston, I got rid of all my CDs. Only ones I kept were only built for Cuban Links 2, which was still to this day. Before that was the last CD I ever bought. And the only other CD I kept was the Lupe Fiasco's The Cool because he signed it.
Oh, he had signed it too.
Yeah,
that's dope.
I couldn't make it to the concert, but I made it to the meet and greet and had him sign it.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
That album's so dope.
I also got another surprise for you. Trisha actually wanted me to give this to you guys. So you guys have Special gift. Let me see. You know, since we're all in the holiday cheer here.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. I got one too. So we all each have our own, but yeah, check it out.
We got going here. Okay, got a little chocolate.
Chocolates.
A little chocolates. Okay. Nice. Ah, that's hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we got our own.
Nice.
Mugs.
These will be here. These will be sitting.
Yeah.
We will be sipping out of these every episode.
Yeah,
Nice.
dope.
It's like the late night shows now. Now
Yeah,
we
you
have
know
our
what I
own
mean?
little mugs.
We got our own little mugs. Put some hot cocoa in here.
Yeah.
Little water. You know what I'm saying? You never know, man. Little yak.
Yeah, tell us.
Little yak.
Peace to Trisha for sure.
Yeah.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you. Tell her I
thank
said-
yes.
tell her I said
Tell her.
thank you.
So we all
definitely
each have one, which is pretty dope, man.
fire.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Very thoughtful gift.
We looking professional right here. Like I said, we can literally sit and
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty sick.
look like a talk show.
Of course, we want to say happy holidays to everybody out there
Yes.
that's watching. You know, this year has been a great year for That's Hip Hop. You know,
Most definitely.
we've been consistent and putting the the pedal to the metal, making sure we stay consistent on what we're doing. And you know, it's all for the music, man. We love covering and talking about hip hop. We love going through these artists and stuff. So it's peace to everybody.
And before we go, we're all talking about gifts, and we're all talking about the celebration of what we're thankful for. And I actually want to put this to air, but I don't think there's a better gift to this channel than to what Ali has provided us.
Yeah.
Ali, as you know, we've went through personnel changes to the channel, and you ended up being more than accommodating for what we have planned for this channel, and what you see the same vision we do. And I really want to make sure on air that that myself express my appreciation to you, where we appreciate you very immensely for
because it
for
takes
these
each
episodes
one of
and
us
what
has
you
to
do
sacrifice
to this
and
channel.
coming together.
Yes.
Like this. I mean, it's doing a lot for people out there who are enjoying what we're doing.
No,
And,
man,
it's dope.
I appreciate y'all. I mean, truthfully, this is something that, people have been asking of me for years. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just be honest.
Yeah, I know. Just
People-
because I'm in your circle too, I know.
People have been asking, Ali, when you gonna get a podcast? Ali, when you gonna start a podcast? You talk about rap and sports. Like when is it gonna happen? So for this to seemingly fall in my lap, kind of, I couldn't have asked for a better platform for me to do. Like I've been wanting to do something like this for years.
Yeah, because Ali was talking stuff music wise before this.
Like early.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't trying to toot my own horn, but I use Facebook as my soundboard for a decade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Way before podcasts were a thing.
Yeah.
It was literally my soundboard to get all my thoughts off and as far as music. You know what I mean? Before groups were started and all of that. So for y'all to give me this chance to do this, can't thank y'all enough.
Awesome. Yeah, likewise, G. So everybody, make sure you're following, make sure you share. Stay tuned for the next episode drop. We have a lot in store for 2025, man. So much more going on, but we still got a New Year's episode to drop for you guys as well. So look forward to that. Peace.
To the MCs, if you drop a mic, drop a like, and don't be like Isaiah and forget the bite at the end.